Gambling, What's the Deal? On New Center 5, Monday at 6.
Today, our champion Gary Casey of Pittsburgh, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Bob Ferrara of Amesbury, Massachusetts, on Candlepin Bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and as always, speaking for the whole crew, we are glad that you could join us here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, for 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling. Total pinfall determines our winner. Each bowler will take home a permanent souvenir. These are provided by the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. Each will take home some guaranteed prize money. $700 of that will go to the winner, $350 to the runner-up, $50 available to the winner of each string, and obviously, if they tie a string, we split that at $25 apiece. There are several other ways our bowlers can pick up some bonus money. Gary Casey is very familiar with them. You are too, I think, but I'll remind you as the program goes along. Let's not waste any more time. Let's talk to today's bowlers, shall we? Bob, I want you to turn around and let the folks see you because you are making your first appearance on our program, huh?
First time.
Tried a few times?
A few hundred times.
I know, you know, it's amazing because people really and truly do somehow think that we invite you guys on here, like it's an invitational. You have to earn your way on, and you well know that. You have to win those roll-offs. Well, we were talking before, and right now you've got a sizzling-looking league average of 129, but you said maybe that's a little unrealistic?
That's unrealistic. It's 5 weeks into one of my leagues, and another league's about 120. I'm about a 120, 122 bowler.
All right. Well, we'll make you a 124 and a half. Is that right? And Gary Casey keeps rolling along, huh? 4 weeks plus the championship, huh?
I try, keep on trying. Do my best.
Right. You're a big star in Pittsburgh now?
I'm getting there.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Are you wearing Rockport shoes, or do they make bowling shoes?
No, I got to design them. If I design a pair of bowling shoes, then they'll put it on the line. So
I see.
I might think about it.
All right, listen, it's always good to have you here. And first time, rolling well, okay? All right, we'll get underway right after this.
Today's Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by your neighborhood True Value hardware store.
Bob Ferrara of Amesbury, Massachusetts, making his first appearance. He leaves 4 horsemen right side and the 8-pin, but he does have a nice piece of wood right in back of the 1 and 3. And he made it. So Bob is off to a fine start with a spare in the first box. He has punched out the 2, 8, and 7. Right to the same spot. Puts a lot of spin on his delivery, and it breaks right to left. Nice cleanup for a 10. Now Gary Casey, our defending champion. Full on the head pin, almost a spread eagle. He also leaves the 9 pin, so he's got on the left the 2, 4, 7, on the right the 3, 6, 10, plus the 9 pin. 2 full that time on number 2. Still has 6 pins standing. So it's a 7-box for our defending champion, who currently is sporting a 126 average, although he's doing better than that for us. High single 203, high triple 507. He had a 682, winning his 5-string roll-off. Almost a strike. He left the 10 pin. And he missed it. Probably waiting for the piece of wood to settle down. Maybe lost some of his concentration. He picks it up for a 10. Now Bob Ferrara. Bob's high single is 192. His high triple is 489, and he had a 695 in winning his 5-string roll-off. Representing the Georgetown lanes. 5 and 6, 7 and 9. Reverse triangle made up of the 5, 9, and 6 in that order, left to right, plus the 7 and a little piece of wood in there. He wanted to touch that piece of wood, send it over, taking the 5 and hoping to get the 7, but he went a little too far to the right. So it's a 9. Bob is married, father of 2. Ball didn't break in for him, so he has a half Worcester right side chopping out 3 and 9. He has left the corners full, and there is a piece of wood in front of the 10. It's a 9. Our defending champion, Gary Casey, is married, father of 4. Once again, a little too full on the head pin. And obviously, from our conversation, he is employed by Rockport Shoe. He tried to go to the right side of the 3-pin, which had a piece of wood alongside it, and move it over to get the 2, 4, and 7 in addition to the 3. That didn't work, so he settles for a 9 by taking out the 2, 4, 7. 4-time champion. This is his 5th week as our noontime champion, midday champion, I guess I should say. So close to a hammer. 4 did not go down. He needs the 4 for a spare. He has it, with a bonus ball still to be thrown by Gary Casey. As we take a check on the scoreboard, after 4, it is Ferrara 41, Casey 36. Challenger Bob Ferrara, Amesbury, Massachusetts. 5th box, 1st string. And the lob has cost him 4. So he'll reset. Ralph Stewart is our lob line judge and referee. Bob now looking at 1, 2, 7, 9, 10. Wood to the left of the 2, wood in front of 9 and 10. So it is a 7 box. There is Ralph. Ralph Stewart, our lob line judge and referee. As always, sartorially elegant with his sweater and those Argyle socks. Bob missed everything except the one piece of wood that had been rolling. The ball has gone into the left gutter. Ralph Stewart goes down and gets it. It's a 6. Now Gary Casey, remember he's working on a spare. Gets a break. 10-pin went down. The fill is 8. He has 4 and 7 to pick up, and if that wood stays where it is, it's in a good spot. So he has 2 in a row. Is the fill. He's got the 9-pin alone, and on the left it's 2, 4, 7. Wood in between the 4 and the 7. He has 3 marks in a row, and that's worth $50 in bonus money. Now Bob Ferrara, who was shaken a little bit by having a lob called on him, and wound up with boxes successively in the 5th and 6th of 7 and 6. Right now he has the 1 and 2 and 10, and a piece of wood to the right of number 1. He made it. Spare in the 7th. Big fill. 9. Another. Oh, he just missed it. The ball was coming right at it, but because of the right to left spin that he puts on the ball, it took hold as it got about 3/4 of the way down and just enough to move it to the left of the single pin. Al Giglio is keeping score on the electronic scoreboard. Isaac Lappinghouse is back with us to take care of the big board. We've already told you about Ralph Stewart. Gary Casey gets a 9-pin drop. He's got the kingpin, the 5, to pick up for another $50 in bonus money. As you know, after 3 marks in a row, which establishes a bonus of 50, each subsequent consecutive mark in the same string is worth $50 apiece. And it is another 50. He got 8, and he's looking at 7 and 8 side by side. However, there is wood out in front, 3 pieces of wood. And as soon as they settle down, he should be able to use them. They're all in a pretty much of a parallel configuration, overlapping, and it should go. It does. Another $50 in bonus money. $150 in bonus money. He's at 107 plus. Now our challenger, Bob Ferrara. Bob came so close to a strike. He left the 4-pin, and it almost went. He missed the single again. And this time he missed it to the right side, which meant, of course, that he was trying to take a little bit off the natural spin that he has, or to counteract it, because it had missed on the left side before. Strange combination. 5 and 6 is his front row, and then he's got 7, 9, 10, or if you prefer, 7 alone over on the left, and on the right it's 5, 6, 9, and 10. There was a piece of wood to the right of the 7, so he went after the piece of wood hoping to take out the 7 and kick the wood over. It didn't work. And he winds up with a 7 and an even 100. Now Gary Casey, 5 marks in a row, all spares. He didn't like that one. It gets 4. He's now looking at 1, 2, 4, 8, and alone on the right, 6 and 7, 6 and 10. He almost pulled it off. He got everything down except the 2-pin. A 10. 121. Obviously, he will pick up, and already has, another $50 for winning the first string. One, 2, 4, 7, and 8 on the left, 10 alone on the right. 1 and 8 still there. It's a 10 and a 131. So Gary Casey picked up $200 in bonus money as he won the first string by a score of 131 to 100. It's the middle string. That means our defending champion leads it off. Here is Gary Casey of Pittsburgh. He's got a tough split, 4, 7, 6, 10. And the only wood, 2 pieces of wood in the left gutter. That was the 4-pin. Don Riley is our statistician and coordinator. Phil Rubin, of course, is our producer and director. Nice 10. Our crew today is Skip Peabody, Kevin McSheffrey, Joe Sukar, Bob Armitage. And in post-production videotape, George Ellard. And 8. Pair of 10s. Today's challenger, Bob Ferrara, and he has 1 pin to pick up, the 6-pin. He has a piece of favorable wood. Yes. In his very first box, in his very first appearance, he had a spare. And a disappointing 3 for a Phil. Let's see what he can do here. This time it's 5. He has no wood to help. He's looking at 4 horsemen left side, and in the opposite corner, the 10-pin. Ooh. You wonder how he even missed it. It couldn't have been more than, well, maybe a half an inch. And then he comes back with a perfect 1-2 pocket hit and took down the 10 for a very pretty shot for the 10. Gary Casey opened with a 131. He has a pair of 10s so far in the middle string. gets a break here. 9 and 10, and 3 pieces of wood off to the left. Now one of them rolling toward the 9 and 10. Using the wood perfectly, he made the spare. Eight is the fill. 5 and 7 are the standing pins. Wood to the right of the 7 pin, and another piece of wood about where the 3 pin would be, and it's parallel to the deck. 2 full on it. It's a 10. Our challenger, Bob Ferrara, Amesbury. Got a little break as the 8-pin dropped. Otherwise, he would have had a left side diamond. Now he's looking at 2, 4, and 5. Nope. That triangle continues to be difficult. 8. Now he has another triangle. It's a little different. This time it's made up of the 4, 7, and 8. Nice. He made it. So with the bonus ball still to be thrown by our challenger, Bob Ferrara of Amesbury, the score right now at the end of 4 in the middle string is Gary Casey 48 and Bob Ferrara 43. Our defending champion, Gary Casey of Pittsburgh. 2 full, but a few more tumble. However, doesn't appear as if the wood's going to be there to help. He's got side by side, 2 and 3, 6 and 10. Missed the 3-pin. Another 10. The corners are full. He has wood, 3 pieces of it, one just in front of the 7, one slightly to the right of it, and another one just about in the middle. But they are overlapping. He made it. He made it work and made the spare. As you can see on the scoreboard in the 4th box, a spare for Bob Ferrara. And here is the fill. Too bad, half Worcester left. 2. There are still 3 standing. 4, 5, and 7. And the 4 and 7 are out of there for an 9. That ball didn't break the way he wanted it to. He had a lot of spin on it, but it just never did grab. So he didn't hit the head pin. He's left with 4 horsemen left side, plus the 10 pin with a lot of wood. And the wood helped, so he made the spare. Gary Casey coming up, and he is working on a spare. As I told you, his league average is 126, but he's doing better than that for us. In fact, in his 4 previous shows, not counting the championship show, strike on top of his spare. That was a hammer. He has rolled 462, 403, 391, 369, 1,625 pins divided by 12. That's 135 plus. That's what he has been averaging with us. First ball nets him 8 and leaves him with the 2 and 4. He made it. Once again, he has 3 marks in a row and another $50 in bonus money. Just 3 for Bob Ferrara, leaving 4 horsemen plus 5 and 8 on the left, plus the 10 pin. Now he is looking at the 1, 7, 10. By the way, that is worth $1,100 at the end of the program. That's what's in the high-low jackpot, $1,100. He won't have wood alongside the 10 pin, however. And he got 1 and 10. A strike. Gary Casey has established a bonus of 3 marks in a row, so now each mark consecutively in this string is worth $50. See what he can do. 5, leaving 4 horsemen left side and a tough one to make the 9 pin with no wood. And that's why it's tough. That's exactly why, because you can come right into that pocket, the 1-2 pocket, and send the 1 to one side, the 2 to the other side, and not get it. 123. Gary would love to get a big 400 so that he could come back in our championship show next August also. I mentioned the 462, but that, of course, was the one in the final opportunity, the noontime of our championship show on August 24th. He rolled that 462, not only to qualify, but to move all the way to top seed. Last week, he rolled a 403 in an excellent match, which I hope you saw, against Joe Tavernies, the man who had worked his way up to the final 2 strings in our championship match. And Gary, right now at 133. Five more, 138. $269 after 2. Bob Ferrara, today's challenger from Amesbury. $1 and 7. Nice shot, nice shot. So he has 2 in a row. Just too full on the head pin. He got 7, but he's going to have to work because he has 2, 4, and 6. Oh, he thinks so close to hitting just the outside of the 2-pin to kick it into the 4 and off the sidewall, which is what he was trying to do. 122. And another $50 in bonus money goes to our defending champion, Gary Casey, as he has won the middle string by a score of 138 to 122, and after 2, he leads 269 to 222. Third string getting underway with our challenger, Bob Ferrara of Amesbury, making his first appearance. No wood to help. He is looking at 3, 6, 10 on the right, 4-pin alone over on the left. Tough shot. Can he do it? Nope, too full on the object pin, which was the 3. Now for the 6-10, he got one of them, so it is an 8. Did not get the head pin. He left the 4 horsemen on the left side, also the 5 and 8, and over on the right all by himself, the 10. Now he's got the diamond on the left side, made up of the 2, 4, 5, and 8, and the 10 pin is still standing. It's a 7 box. $131 gets him 400, but I knew he'd like to go higher than that. Not that way. Too full on the head pin. No wood to work with. On the right, he has 3, 6, 9, and 10. On the left, 2, 4, 7. Took out the 2, 4, 7 on the left. Got the 6 and the 9. However, the 3 and 10 are still there. It's a 10 box. Gary Casey right now looking at 3, 6, 7, and 10, or 3, 6, 10 over on the right, 7 alone over on the left. Held it too long and went all the way down to get the 10. Okay, here's Bob Ferrara. Our challenger right now has 3 of the back pins still standing, the 7, 9, and 10. In front of that, he has the 1 and 3, but didn't work, and the 5. 1, 3, and 5. He had, now it's 5, 7, and 9. And it's a 9 as he leaves the kingpin, the 5. Next week's challenger, you're familiar with, Peter Surratt from North Reading. A lot of pins still standing. Couple more to get for a 10. And He did. Gary Casey wants a 131, but he'd like to get more than that if he could. He has started off with a 10 and a 9. He's had consecutive strings of 131 and 138. No wood to help. It's 2, 4, and 6. And they are still standing. To 10. Now he has a spare leave. 6 and 10. Time call by Ralph Stewart. Ralph wants to take a look at a piece of rolling wood. If it is this side, toward the bowler, that is, of the deadwood line, then it will be removed, but it's rolling back. I know I've told you many times, but again, the deadwood line is right across the lane, exactly 2 feet toward the bowler from the middle of the head pin. 2 full on the 6. And you heard the reaction, because people are so accustomed to seeing Gary Casey make anything that's out there to be made. Bob Ferrara has himself a good spare leave. He has a triangle, but he has wood in between the 4 and the 8. 4, 7, and 8, and yes, it goes. So a spare in the 5th. He got a break. It looked, just because he had missed the head pin, as if it were going to be a very thin hit, but he managed to get 8 out of it. And right now he's looking at 1 and 4 with wood in front of the 4. Ooh, too far to the right. Too bad. That's the way to do it, but it's for a 10 instead of a spare. Gary Casey still looking for his first mark in the 3rd string. Got a good shot at it right now because the only pin standing is the 10. And, of course, being a left-handed bowler, it's usually easier to go across the lane. Oh! That's right, Gillis. Open your mouth and jinx him. I'll be accused of it anyway. Right on it. Even though I don't throw the ball. Four 10s and a 9 so far in 5 boxes. And for a moment it appeared it was going to be 4, 7, 6, 10. The 4 has dropped, but the 7 is still there. 6 and 10 over on the right, 2 pieces of wood. One's about where the 3 would be, the other about where the 5 would be, and they're on an angle which points toward the 6, 10. And, well, that took care of the 6 and 10, but the 7 is still there. So he's gone through 6 boxes now without a mark in the 3rd string. Not what he wanted. A 9. Final 4 boxes as Bob Ferrara, today's challenger, making his first appearance on our program. In case you joined us late, Bob is from Amesbury, Massachusetts. Next week's challenger will be Peter Surratt of North Reading. All right, let's see now whether Bob can make this. He's got the 10-pin. He's a right-hander. No, he hit the piece of wood that was in the gutter on the right-hand side before he hit it, so he winds up with a 9. Another spare leave. This is the 3 and the 5. Missed it on the right. Now he makes it, but it's for a 10. Final 4 boxes for Gary Casey. Oh, so close to getting the strike, he left the 4-pin. He didn't miss that one. So that's his first mark. He gets a kind of a wry grin on his face as he hears a bit of a sarcastic cheer in back. Six. 1, 3, 7, and 8. Wood in back of the 3-pin. That'll be it. Once again, Ralph Stewart calls time. He's checking out this piece of wood. It goes in the left gutter. He removes it, takes it from lane 3 into lane 2, and gets a hand. A 9. 83. Now Bob Ferrara. Final 2. Too bad. He had a spare leave on the right. He was unable to convert it. Now he's left with the 6 and 10. It is an 8. He lost that one into the gutter. Four horsemen left side, 9 and 10. Missed the 4 horsemen. Got the 9. Now he has 4 horsemen left plus the 10 and gets a 9 and a 98. 99. 99, no, 98. It is 98. Spare for Gary Casey. 93. Eight is the fill, but this will not be easy because he has the 6-pin on the right, the 7-pin on the left. There is wood slightly to the right of the 6 and 2 pieces to the left. That's what he has to move over and try to get the 7. Let's see if he can do it. He did. 111 now. So another $50 in bonus money for winning the 3rd string. 8 more. 119. And as I said, another $50 for winning that third string 119 to 98. And his final total is 388 to 320. 708, that's the total of both bowlers combined. That's worth $200 if anybody comes within 10 either side of that. But even if they don't come anywhere near it, when I draw the card, that person will be rewarded with a handsome gift from the Parker Pen Company. Boy, they're sticky today, aren't they, huh? Let's knock a few of those down, shall we? All right. One more shake. All right. $708 is what we're looking for. So that would mean 6. So it has to go to 6. Well, I got a 6 here, so I had to figure it out how close it was. All right. This is Worcester, Massachusetts. Paul Post 689. It wasn't close enough, but I had to figure it out first. All right. Okay. Now we have a high-low jackpot. Okay, Gary. This is your 5th shot at it. This is for $1,100. Okay, Bob. Well, it was too full. Stay here, Bob, will you? And Gary, just stay right here, and Gary will be right behind you. I'm going to give you a permanent souvenir anyway, and you can prove to folks that you were on the program. Turn around this way so that they can see you. There. Okay, here I am, yes. All I can give you is $350 because, son of a gun, you didn't get any bonus money, huh? That ball...
it froze right up. Okay.
No, you didn't freeze. No. Listen, the first one is always tough. You got it out of the way. Although it didn't bother you, you son of a gun. And you got everything today, $700 plus $350 in bonus money. And next week, Peter Surratt of North Reading will be your challenger. Always a pleasure having you here. Bye-bye, everyone. No show next week. Remember, 2 weeks from today. All right? See you then.